Hi guys, it's another fresh episode of Teens Perspective. I'm still your host, Abisola. Today we'll be talking about freedom. I'm very sure you've heard of freedom, and then I'm quite sure you all have your own views of what freedom is, what it means to be free. Today we have two beautiful ladies in our midst that will be shedding more light on our topic. Right after the break, our guests will be here to discuss more on the topic. Please don't go anywhere. Welcome back, guys. If you are just joining us, it's another episode of Teens Perspective. We have two guests in our midst today. I have
Tijesunimi, I'm glad to be here.
and
Gift, thank you for having me on the show.
so today we'll be talking about personal freedom, and then we'll go with Tijesunimi. Tijesunimi, what do you think freedom is? What does it really mean to you? Like, if someone asks you, okay, Tijesunimi, what does it mean to be free?
Okay, to my point of view, I think freedom is when an individual has the right to do whatever he likes, that no one is controlling him, even though he has parents or he does not have parents. He's free to go out, free to work with friends, even though his parents may not care about the type of friend he's working with, but the freedom is there.
Okay, so you think that freedom is when you have a right to do anything,
Yeah.
regardless of whether it's positive or negative, when you just have the right to do whatever you want to. That's what you think
Yes.
freedom is. Okay, so Gift, what do you think freedom is?
Like what you said, freedom is being doing whatever you like.
Okay.
Yeah. And by not being restricted.
Not being restricted
Yes.
in any area
in any
at all.
area.
Okay, so that's what you also think. Okay, and then Tijesunimi was saying something about freedom, meaning you can decide whether you want to go to school, you can decide to do the wrong things simply because you are free. I do not quite agree with Tijesunimi. I personally feel that freedom is when you are actually aware of your own place. Like, okay, when it's self-awareness for me. When you're aware of, okay, this is where I am, this is where I am in actually this part of this world. And then I think freedom actually, it comes with a kind of sense of responsibility. That's what I personally feel anyway, that it means there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with personal freedom. What do you think, guys? That's what I think. I think there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with you being free. Being free means that there should be a kind of responsibility. You should be a little bit responsible. What do you think?
I would like to cut short there.
Okay.
You said being responsible. And there are some people that have never been free, but once they get the freedom, they would like to do whatever they like.
Yeah, that's true. They would
They
like,
would like
to
to
just
do-
explore.
Yeah, just feel among. Even what they are doing is not good. They would like to do it.
Okay, so Tijesunimi, from your own definition, I want to ask you a personal question now. As a person, are you free? Do you think your freedom is not limited? Like, are you given the kind of freedom you want by your parents?
I'll say yes and I'll put it, and I'll say no. So
Okay.
well,
so-
I'm not that really free if I'm with my parents. For example, now you should tell me that you want to go for a birthday party.
What kind
you'll
of
be
birthday
like-
party?
No, just my friends should invite me for a birthday party. Then we'll be like, where is the birthday party? Where are they doing it? What did they do there? Stuff like that. It will start asking me those kind of questions. I'll just be like, okay, daddy, fine. I'm no more going. I'll just have to see that.
Okay,
So maybe it's when you travel now, we can now have the freedom to go anywhere we want to go to.
Okay,
But
so him asking you security conscious questions for you is actually debarring your own freedom. That's not the kind of freedom you want.
yeah.
Okay, so you want him when you just tell me, Daddy, my friend's birthday is tomorrow, 10 p.m. at
No,
so place.
it's not that, because but even though he give me the freedom,
Okay.
I can't do whatever I like. I can do whatever I like, but
Okay.
not in the bad way. I'll do it in a good manner. That even though they ask me that where is your father, I'll be
You'll
able to
say,
point that this is
"Oh."
mine.
Okay, so that means you probably agree with the fact that being free actually comes with a kind of sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not as if you want to just explore, but you just don't like the idea of him questioning you. So once you tell him, Daddy, I'm going for Tolu's birthday party at so place, then he should just agree. Yes, just go ahead.
And he should agree, but you know there are some parents that will ask you that you are going for a birthday party, right?
Okay.
What time are you going to come back?
Time bound,
Now,
exactly.
if I ask my friend the time they are going to finish the party, maybe it's around 8 o'clock. in the night, then I'll be like, okay, at least around 6 o'clock I should leave there. At least I've tried my best enough as a friend to to attend the party. So it's not that I will stay there so when they finish the party around 8 o'clock.
Okay, so your own freedom, you know that being free, you still have to be responsible.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gift, just the same way I asked Tijesunimi, I want to know, as a person, do you think you are free? Like, okay, someone asking now that, Gift, oh, are you free?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my dad, though my mom allows me to go anywhere I want to, but
Okay.
my dad is the type
Okay, so
that no.
majorly now we have issues with the daddies. Okay, so
Mommy
My dad
too, on,
like-
on my mom's part also, mommy too has her own.
Eh.
Mom, there are sometimes that my daddy can say that, okay, I release you, go.
And
Then
then-
my mom will be like, no, I say she must not go, it's not by force.
No
and there are
reason?
sometimes that I may want to do something. Like now, let me use my fingernails for example now.
okay.
Then there are
Exactly.
sometimes that I will paint my hand. Mom will be like, I've always warned you, stop painting hand. But if my daddy sees, he won't say anything. He will not even talk. But mom will be like, but I want you, stop painting hand. Kiniko. Even though you want to paint it, just use ordinary white. She will start complaining. But if it's my daddy, even though you use any color, it's none of his business. But don't shall pass your boundary. Maybe you should be fixing you. Since you are just painting, it's no problem.
Okay, so that means that this freedom now, there are some certain issues that mommy will give you freedom. Yes, you can do it, and then there are some other issues that is just daddy that will just say, okay, go ahead, and then mommy will say, no, I don't. Oh, okay, so that means your own answer to is not really.
Yes.
So you could, if I ask you now, Gift, are you free? Yes and no. That's your answer to.
That's my answer.
Okay, so I would like to know that, Tijesunimi, do you think, because you know you just said now that you are not outrightly free. There are times that you are given the liberty to do whatever you want to, and there are times that is actually restricted. Even though I feel that most times our parents actually have their reasons.
Yes.
Sometimes they are just being security conscious,
Yeah.
and then sometimes it's not as if they actually have a particular reason. Sometimes their instincts as parents will just tell them, I don't want this girl to do these things, and then you know, we as children, mostly teenagers, you just feel there's no reason. That is just not agreeing. Okay, so do you feel that your own freedom as a person is at risk? Sorry.
To me, my own freedom, yeah, is somehow at risk.
Okay.
Let me just put it that way.
Okay.
Because to me now, there are sometimes that I do go out. Then my mom wants me to come back in the night because of our area.
Okay.
You understand? They do kidnap people. They do everything, stuff like that. And again, it's not that they even kidnap that, okay, they will still keep you for some days. They can kidnap you because in that our side is a new site that is the Yahoo boys that is much there.
Oh,
and they can
okay.
kidnap you, then the next thing you hear, maybe the person has died. So there are sometimes you go out that at least 5 o'clock in the evening, we are back to the house and already we are inside ourselves. No
Okay.
going out again. And they don't even send us message. They don't really send us message in
Once
the
it's
night.
late.
Once it's late.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So I
Okay,
can
so because
say-
of the kind of environment you have, you stay, you think that your freedom is at risk.
Yeah.
So that means if you are even being given too much freedom, like, okay, Tijesunimi, you have the liberty to go to parties, you have the liberty to do whatever you want to, you think it's still at risk
Yeah.
because of the kind of environment you
yeah,
stay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So Gift, what do you think about that?
Yeah, my freedom too is also at risk because
Okay.
you can't actually trust people. You
Okay.
can't just trust people. Even people you move out with can also
True.
just wake up one day and change and be like, let's go out together, and you go out then to be another way around. Like they want to harm you and you don't know their instinct, that you don't know what they are thinking. You don't know you've been moving out with friends that like you, unknown to them, unknown to you, that they don't like you. So to me, I feel the freedom too is at risk. That I would actually like to go with my dad.
With its own stake of
Yes.
there should be precautions.
Yeah.
Okay, for you know, Tijesunimi has already told us her fears now that the idea of being free, even when she really wants to be free, the fear of being kidnapped, that's the major thing that she is afraid of, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Gift, as a person too, is there anything in particular any reason why you think your freedom is at risk too? Okay, Gift, please hold on right after the break.
Enjoy inspirational, informative, and soul-lifting Christian programs such as Christian Parenting and Homefront, Light After Darkness, Fulfilling the Mandate, Kids and Bible, Movies Review, Shepherd's Spouse, Kingdom Stars, Teens Perspectives, My Next Gospel Event, and lots more on Divine Television. Download Divine TV mobile app on Google Play Store or watch on our YouTube channel. You can also visit www.tvdivine.net. Divine TV, enriching souls through the gospel of Christ.
Welcome back. It's still Teens Perspective. Before we went on our short break, Gift was about to tell us what actually her fear is, because she told us previously that her freedom is also at risk, and then I personally feel there's a reason you think your freedom is at risk. So Gift, can you please share with us?
Betrayal of trust. We definitely can't trust human. Our friends that we moved out with. We can't trust them because you actually think you are moving out with a good set of people, but they actually turn to be the bad set of people because
Okay,
they might
so-
actually want to harm you in any way.
Oh, okay. Then, I think that most times the kind of freedom we actually seek for, most times is actually, as teenagers, I personally feel we don't need it. It comes with the teen age where you just want to be free and you just want to do anything you want to do. But then I feel there are so many risks involved, and that's why most parents are always trying to be cautious. They don't want you to be exposed to all those things, and that's why although I fault parents in the place where they cannot outrightly tell you this is why you shouldn't do certain things. There are times that you would want to do things, and then because they already know the outcome and they don't want to tell you, they just tell you, I do not want you to do this thing. Okay, so on a personal level, Tijesunimi, has there been any time at all that you wanted freedom so bad, and then probably you were cautioned, Tijesunimi, you don't need to do this thing, and then but because you really wanted to do it, you were craving for that freedom, and then you did it, and then it probably had a negative effect? Has there been any scenario like that where you probably wanted to do something, and then your parents, because they just gave their consent grudgingly, not like they wanted to, and then at the end of the day you were able to see that, okay, this is why they didn't want me to do this thing?
Because
There hasn't been
I've
any
not-
scenario at all?
no,
Okay.
because the kind of parent I have, if they say
Okay.
stop there, you must stop. If you just know they are not coming back to that house.
Oh,
So
okay.
if they tell you something like this and you do not listen, then what are you taking them for? So they'll just be like, that means I'm not your parent, Abi.
Oh,
so
okay.
I've not seen a situation like that.
Okay, so there has never been any scenario where they told you, Tijesunimi, if you do this thing, it's going to have a repercussion, but then because you wanted it so bad, they said, okay, fine, go ahead. There has never been any scenario.
Okay, there was one.
Okay.
But this one is about my jam stuff.
Okay.
I wanted to study law, and that's what I've been shouting since. So even though the way I came to this, I used to tell people, I used to say that the way I came to NIGO is mistake. That mean I just want to do my parents' part. Then when I have the money, me too, I'll do my own part.
Okay.
I wanted to study law. Then my dad was like, you must not study law. That there's
Okay.
no money in law, stuff like that. When you finish now, you will not get job, stuff like that. I was not like, wow. Then he asked me that. Then we started out together. The 3 courses I wanted to study because I want to go and register. He chose it for me, university also. When I got there, and I said that no, me I will change it to, and I change it, and I pick law as first choice, and I also choose Unilag. Then also I picked the second course also. I picked the third course. When I
And
got
you pick
home,
different schools.
when I got to, it was not like, but I've always wanted, but he started shouting, he was just talking. I was just like, yeah, I've done something that will make this man best today. Then it was like, as in, it was like, you don't need to hear what he was just talking. And
Okay.
it was not like, okay, let's see what you score in your jam. And last year jam was so bad. Today I said that when I saw my results,
Okay, when you say your
I
results.
was crying. Even though when my friends were seeing their results, I was like, wow. I was not like, is this law me I will study that I must see that at home that this year I will rewrite jam. Then the next year was like, no, you are not rewriting jam this year. Before you know it, he has come to Nigeria, he has make an inquiry. It was not like you are entering that school. If you like, don't face your book. If you like, face your book, so like that. But I was just like, don't worry, I will study. I will do is my parents' part. Then after that, when I have the money, I will still study law. I was not planning that. Even though I live in Nigeria now, that maybe after my ND2 I can just switch into any university and study law. But later I was not thinking that let me just finish this mass communication. Then when I have the money, I'll go to school of law by myself.
Okay, so now Tijesunimi, having chosen law and your the university you wanted, Unilag. So what was your jam like? Were you able to
I did not meet up their cut.
Okay.
So when I saw
so at the end of the day,
you
would have done what he told you to.
It was like I would have done what I asked you to do. I was not like, it's not my fault now that. And again, the way I was even hearing the result, that last year result was really as in bad.
So
I did not expect it.
Had it been you actually did it the way both of you planned it, it's possible you'd have actually gained admission to another school like you wanted. Yeah. Oh, okay, so that means your freedom. After exercising your freedom, at the end of the day, you probably felt, I probably should have just listened.
That's
it. Okay, so that's it. Gift, do you have any experience you want to share with us?
Mine. Okay. Mine is about all these artificial nails and putting on trousers and makeup.
Okay.
My dad does not like it at all.
Your dad does not like it at all?
Okay. And my mom is the type that she does all this kind of thing. She does so. And I want to use this. I want to wear trousers. Like, my dad has this instinct that people that wear trousers, that prostitute or so.
Okay.
And I was like, no, there's nothing like that. Even our pastor wife, when we go for weekly services, she don't put on trousers. So why are you having this instinct that people that wear trousers?
That's more like on a personal level. That's what he thinks.
That's what he thinks.
Okay.
So, on our matric day, I fixed my nails.
Okay.
And I know that my parents are coming.
Okay, you wanted to show them that you're not a big girl.
Actually, I know that this is going to lead me to something else.
But you were prepared.
I'm already prepared that whatever wants to happen, let it happen. So I fixed my nails. Actually, I didn't do the two. I only fixed only one
hand. Okay.
So when you want to take pictures, said Gift, let's see your hand.
Okay, so you were hiding the hand the entire day, trying hard not to, after exercising that freedom of yours. No, there's nothing anybody wants to say today. I've done this one.
I've done it.
Okay.
So I showed him like I said, wow. So you did it. I know I'm coming to your school.
Dear country.
I'm sorry. Mom said she's going to remove it before she come back home. So I know that when I got home, he was very, very mad at me that he was even talking to the that I said, what I did today was the last thing I'll ever do in my life for you. Like, Daddy, I'm sorry. But like, no. What did that nails add to your beauty? What did it add to your
you?
Yes.
Okay.
But like nothing, that is just because we are happy.
And you just decided to just
do it.
Because you felt that it's not a big deal. Why can't I? Everybody's doing it, and you more or less like bow down to the pressure of your friends. Everybody's fixing nails, and then you want to be the happening babe too now. As far yes now, matric girl, big girl, everything. Okay, so I have an experience too. You know, over time I've realized that most times the kind of freedom we actually crave for, that we really want to, we do not actually need it. And then, you know, sometimes when they are telling you, Gift, don't go there, because you are really curious, you want to know what's happening there, you just want to just go there. And then mine was actually about friendships and then relationships. I remember my dad too used to be just like your dad, very strict. He would just show up in my school unannounced, and then he would just call you. I'm in your school compound, and you'll be like, wow, all the way from Lagos to Osun State, did you not even inform me? What if, you know, it wasn't like I wanted to leave school. I never had it in mind that I would just leave school. But then the idea of, how can you just show up? And then, you know, it continued like that and that. So at the end of the day, there was something that actually really happened. And then at the end of the day, I felt, yeah, it was actually right after all. Okay, so I know most of you are eager to hear what actually happened. So we are going to go on a quick break. Right after the break, we are going to continue our conversation. Please don't go anywhere.
Enjoy inspirational, informative, and soul-lifting Christian programs such as Christian Parenting and Homefront, Light After Darkness, Fulfilling the Mandate, Kids and Bible, Movies Review, Shepherd's Spouse, Kingdom Stars, Teens Perspectives, My Next Gospel Event, and lots more on Divine Television. Download Divine TV mobile app on Google Play Store or watch on our YouTube channel. You can also visit www.tvdivine.net. Divine TV, enriching souls through the gospel of Christ.
Welcome back, guys. I know you're already eager. You want to hear the gist. So as I was saying, gifts. And then I recall my dad used to be mindful of the kind of friends we used to keep. He would tell me, I want to see your friends. But then I felt it was too rigid. It was too strict. Why would you want to see my friends? Why would you want to see... And then as at then, because of him being too strict, we used to hide our relationships from him. And then I had one relationship like that. And then I did just the same way we used to hide, like every other person, my siblings and I will not show him, you know. And then along the line, something happened, and it became a very big issue. Like it became really messed up. And then at the end of the day, I figured out the freedom I really wanted, I didn't need it. The freedom I wanted as at that time, it was dangerous. And then because he wasn't giving me reasons not to be free, he just used to tell us, I don't want you to do this thing. And then because of the kind of person I am, very curious, if you want to tell me don't do this, I want you to tell me, don't do this, because if you do it, this is what will happen. But then he wasn't that kind of parent. He was just like most of our parents, same parents that we have now, that when they tell you, don't go there, the basic thing is don't go there. They are not ready to explain anything to you. And then, you know, the relationship resulted into a very big mess that involved both families, and trust me, it was really messed up. And then I figured out that freedom was not warranted at all. I didn't need it. And at the end of the day, I felt I should probably have listened to him, you know. Okay, so I know most of our viewers are really... everyone is eager. They want to know what actually happened. So that's why you need to like, you need to share, you need to subscribe so that you get our notifications and you won't miss any of our episodes. Subsequently, in our next episode, in our next topics, I'll be sharing extensively what really happened. So please don't go anywhere. So that's that about it, and that's just it for now. Subsequently, for those that will be following us, you get to know what actually went down, the end results, and why you actually need to, most times, listen to your parents. Okay, so, Tijesunimi, I would like to know, as a person, why do you think personal freedom is important?
Okay, as a person, I think personal freedom is important. There are some times that you need to know what is happening in our country, even though outside.
Okay.
It's not that it's every time your parents will be putting you in the house. Like now, for example, I have a friend. He's a guy. There are 3 their mom give birth to.
Okay.
But from small, the way their mom brought them up, anything they want to do is always inside. If they want to play, inside. If they want to write anything,
Okay,
inside.
more like the get inside kind of children.
I used to look at, but why is their parents, is mommy and daddy treating them like this, as in the
like
way they
babies?
like babies, and he's old enough, as in I know he can control himself, the way he even do play in school. Then anytime we get to like this, the one that we, okay, let's study together, stuff like this, no, he's always inside. I not always think, but I've not really know what happened. But with the way the guy grew up now that he's in school, they are giving him a little bit freedom.
Okay.
He's now going out, but his 2 siblings are still always inside.
Okay, these ones have not gotten to the age of getting freedom. Okay, so you think that personal freedom is very important?
Yeah.
Just so you can be aware of
what is happening,
things happening around
yeah.
you. Okay, so Gift, what do you think? Why do you think personal freedom is important?
In my own understanding, I think it's very important so that you're able to know what's really happening everywhere. Like for instance, what happened to Bamishe that got kidnapped? Those that don't go out will never know what happened to her.
Okay. Okay.
We never know what happened to her. So once you allow them to move, to know what's happening and hear things, they'll be able to tell you that this is what's happening, and they'll be able to be
even
careful.
though they are watching. Sorry. even though they are watching news in
Okay.
their house, that they are watching
Okay.
televisions, that's not enough because you don't
That's
even know
not
what
enough to keep them informed.
this not
Yes.
even you don't even know what is
have
happening
to
in your
see
surroundings.
things.
Your
At least
own
you will be like
surrounding
your
first.
friends will still be like, do you know hear what happened yesterday? Then when you get to, you be like, mom, so this happened. At least you are not watching that one on television, so they should still be able to allow you go out once in a while.
Oh,
To
okay.
see things for yourself.
Okay, so Gift, do you still have something else to add to it? None for now. Okay, so we've been talking about personal freedom. Then I actually want us to look at another angle. That's social media. Some parents actually feel that their children should not be exposed to social media. They should not be exposed to the use of phones and the likes. Although I feel that it's not right. That's a personal opinion anyway. I feel it's not right. And then if there's a need for them to actually have access to social media, there's a need for them to have access to phones. It's just that the access should be controlled. That's what I think. Tijesunimi, what do you think? Do you think it's actually a good thing if a parent actually says, because you are still in secondary school or because you are under 18 years, for some parents it's not even about the class now, it's about the age. If you are not up to 18 years, you cannot use the phone, you don't have access to social media, you don't have access to anything online, because they feel that you've not gotten to that age where you'd be able to where your mind is supposed to be exposed to certain things. What do you think?
I think parents should allow their children to go on social media, to have access to social media. Because even though children of nowadays, all these little children now, they are on social media. So
Okay.
I have a family also that I'm staying with for the meantime. She was like, the girl is in SS2 now, then she was on Facebook. Then when her mom saw her mom was like, okay, what are you doing on Facebook? Can you go? Mommy started shouting at her.
Okay, she was
Then,
upset.
No, not myself.
As in the mom was upset.
Yes, the mom was upset. So when I'm showing them maybe about Facebook, stuff like that, WhatsApp, the mom will be like, no, I should just stop it. I should not initiate them, stuff like
Initiate
that.
them.
Yes.
Okay,
That I should
more
not
like
initiate
it's a
them,
cult.
stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. Even though you are covering the head of these children, you don't know what they are doing in school. That's it. I used to say it.
You used to
You
tell
are,
her.
you are covering
As
their
I
Okay,
have
so
head.
this
like
one
this,
something, okay.
My dad still go through my chats. He
Wow.
still goes through my phone like to know what's really happening.
Me
Okay.
or my dad, you don't go through my chat because me go say if you check my phone, password
not see
is on
anything.
there.
Even the
No, it's not that you
pictures.
not
Baby
see anything.
girl, password
Password
on
is on
everything.
everything. And there's
I
no
like that.
my siblings. I'm the type that drop my phone. That my siblings will know my
Why
password.
do you not have password on every application?
Password is on every application.
Because-
Even I have
Nothing,
password.
I'm
You
not
don't want
my dad
anybody
still-
to
oh,
just-
you
No,
see,
no,
you
I'm
still
not.
have
It's not
access
that
to my
I'm keeping something.
password.
I'm not
Okay,
keeping
your dad has
My
access.
dad, he knows my password.
My dad
Okay,
knows
so
my
if you change your password now, you have
Today
to
was-
update him.
Yes, I
Hey,
have to tell you.
that's
So he knows
interesting.
everything.
Wait, just your phone password or your social media platform
I
password?
don't
still?
have password for that. So
Okay, so
once you
op-
unlock my
once he
phone
unlocks
like
the
this,
phone,
it can
he
go
has
anywhere
access to
to
everything. So
everything.
you go to your chat. Okay, so Gifts, how do you feel when he does things like that?
I feel bad.
Why?
Because
Is
I
there
feel
something
it's
you are
just-
hiding?
it's just going into my own
Privacy. I
Wow.
get.
that he don't want me to do.
He doesn't want you to.
He doesn't want you
So
to do what you feel like
what I
doing.
feel like.
And
like,
what exactly do you feel like
no,
doing?
like,
No, I would like to know.
Like,
Since you said you
no,
are
there's
hiding
sometimes
it.
that I will take pictures. We'll be like, look, why do you stand like that? What posture is this one? Why are you like this?
Okay, so more or less like he checks everything,
Everything
even
on the phone,
pictures, not
even the
just.
picture,
Wow,
not
I
only-
like that. Okay, so you'll be like, why are you standing like this? Like, this
Exactly.
posture, no, it's not godly, or is it not? It's not Christ-like, something like that.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, so that's why you password, not that you have some.
No.
Because
no,
you were
no,
saying
no,
that
no,
it's
no,
just
no.
intruding your privacy. You want to.
Me, I don't have any bad thing on my phone. but
Tell me about
then
it.
I just feel like
You
putting
don't have any bad
password.
thing.
I
You
don't
just
have
feel like.
even though my siblings, especially me, there's no way. If they ask me for my phone, I do drop my phone. But
Because
my
you
first
know
one,
that you have password for everything.
No,
now.
they know my password.
For everything.
Yes, they know my password. It's not
Okay.
like our firstborn now that you must not even stay near her phone like this. She will start shouting at you. But me now, they know I used to drop my phone anyhow. So they know
Okay.
my password, they know everything. And TJ see this one. Okay, leave it like that. So there's nothing
Okay, so it's not like so checking your phone is not as if you have anything to hide actually,
Yes.
but you just feel that it's more or less like infringing on your privacy.
if my daddy is checking my phone and checking my WhatsApp,
How do you
everything,
feel?
Ma, I'll feel bad. It's not that I used to check it, but I'll feel
but
bad
does
because
the artist
you'll
to
be
beat
thinking
what
that
kind?
I'm doing, since I'm not doing
like,
bad
wait,
things.
Exactly.
wait now, TJ. when your daddy picks your phone today now and says, okay, Tijesunimi, please unlock your phone. How do you feel? Like in your church mind, don't lie.
I don't used to feel bad because there's nothing.
No, I'm not saying bad. When it more or less like you just dropped your phone and you just picked your phone.
No, you
come
used
here.
to do that one. You can pick my phone and be checking picture.
No, not pictures now. Once he just picks your phone and he says, Tijesunimi, unlock this phone for me. In your church mind, don't lie. How does your heart beat?
Man did not beat.
So your heart does not beat anyhow.
Nah, it does not. It's not even used to beat at all because since I don't have any bad thing I'm keeping on the phone, why should my heart be beating
Someone
fast?
is forming saying for me. Okay, so Gift, you too, you don't feel anyhow.
No, I feel bad though because at times there's some pictures. No, my
some
friends
pictures that are not meant for daddy.
Man,
They are just
see,
meant
do you
for
know
the
what I
gram.
think? If my daddy is checking through my WhatsApp and everything, that means, let me just say, he doesn't trust me. He doesn't know what I can do and what I can't do. So that's where I'll take it.
Oh, okay. So, all right. It's been an exciting episode today. Okay, so personal freedom is actually like everyone of us here agreed, is more or less like being responsible. And then my guest actually agreed with me that when you are free, it doesn't mean you have to be irresponsible. There's a sense of responsibility that comes with personal freedom. So our parents should know that we are aware that we should be responsible even when we are free. Okay, and it's a wrap on today's episode of Teens Perspective. Thanks for staying with us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and download our app on Google Play Store. See you again next time.